Hello and welcome back to Rogue Guardian's Lair. Last sort of 3 episodes we've gone through Jabba's Palace. There's one more of those to do, but we're going to save that because that's going to be the last 17 figures within the palace. So we're moving on to Endor, and we're sort of just going to break these down a little bit. And today we're going to cover Han, Leia, Prune face, and just a regular rebel soldier. We're going to look at those before we look at the Ewoks and the Empire. So let's get into it. So here we are with our 4 main figures. So let's just move a few to the side, and we'll start off with our rebel soldier. Excuse me. So, and if you get 2, 3, 4 of these, then obviously as a kid you can set up your own Endor forest between the legs and the table and chair legs. Have the ATS going through there along with your speeder wise and having a great playtime. So I mean, paintwood wise, you've got the main figure is cast all in green, so you ain't going to get a lot of rub, but you do get it. Obviously boots we can check and belt we can check, but one of the main places for rub is on the, because this is quite prominent out here, then you do get rub on the back, a little bit on the belt occasionally, but generally on the rucksack at the back you get your paint rub. And as with this figure, if you move up to the head, then obviously you've got your fleshy colour and you've got your sort of grey colour at the back there, but the main area where obviously you get issues is on the top, because green's the main colour, it's painted over with that sort of dullish grey, and the green comes through, so that's worth keeping an eye out for. Also, because these were mass produced and loads of people bought up, whilst its gun is unique to him, it's not particularly rare, so you can pick these up. I wouldn't go buying loose ones and then looking for the gun separate. Just wait until you can buy a complete one, and job is a good one. No known variants or major variants. Prune face. I just think this, didn't have this as a kid, and then when I started collecting and found it, I just thought what a cool figure. So if we start off by really cool rifle, unique to him, and it's just a great weapon, really nice weapon. And then you've got the cloth cape, which again, as long as there's no fraying on it around the edges, and it's clean, then you shouldn't have any issues with it. But you do find lots and lots of prune faces about without the cape, so just buy one whole complete with the cape and the gun. Okay, if we look at the figure itself, then we're cast in the greeny colour with the boots painted over and the belt painted over, so we need to take some care there when looking for paint rub. And then these are cast, sort of the body and the arms are cast in the same paint with just the hands painted over, so it's just worth looking at the edges of the fingers just to see if there's a little bit of paint rub. And then the main head, which is really unique, is obviously cast in sort of the fleshy colour, and then you've got the black line and then the cool orange eye with obviously the pupil in there, iris, the orange iris with the pupil in there. So he is, and to be fair, I've had 2 or 3 prunes over the years and I've never really had a bad one which I've gone, God, that's a disaster. You know, there's paint rub everywhere and that. I don't know why. This gun just doesn't want to go back in there now, so I'll do that later. But he is a really good, cool figure. I wish I'd had him as a kid, but you can't have everything in life. So, Leia. Could this be one of the best Leia figures out? Maybe, maybe not. But certainly for accessory wise, she looks fantastic. So if we start off with the gun, Obviously the Endor blaster isn't unique to her. The ATST Commando driver, or whatever his name is, he has one as well in blue, not black. A black one would be lovely, but you know, they're not mega rare, they are easy to get hold of. You then also get the helmet, which obviously you want to check for paint rub on the helmet, because it's casting obviously this colour and the green is painted on, but that's in pretty good condition. We're then looking at the belt, and the most important thing here is the back, and actually is it all intact, because I've seen them before where they're broken off, and if they're broken off you've got absolutely no chance. And then the camouflage cape, this obviously you can see it's got a little bit of fraying around the top, but the edges and that are nice, a little bit there, so you just need to make sure that it's not, and if it is got like loose threads and that, then you can use your scissors to cut them to trim it so it is safe. Figure wise, the paint wise, obviously there's not a lot. You've got your main leg is your main colour, and then the black boots are painted on, so providing you haven't got the toe rub, you're going to be fine with there. And then underneath, it's that main grain colour with the arms painted in, and then obviously the grey on the bracelet is actually the natural colour, but the flesh on the arms. And considering that if you buy one complete with the cape on, then generally underneath it should be okay, but you may want to ask the person that's selling it to remove the belt, remove the cape, and show you them. If we look at the head, you've got the flesh colour with the brown hair painted on, and then the intricacy of the eyes and the eyebrows. And for me, this is a pretty good example of a Princess Leia in a poncho. Really cool figure. But you know, I think they took it to the next level when they started to do Jedi figures. Really nice. And then finally, Han. His again blaster unique to this figure, because it's a slight variant on the traditional blaster, I believe. But you know, again, a popular figure, sold loads, so not a particularly rare item to get. The cape, again, you're looking for fraying and stuff, or for stains or anything that impacts on the cape. There is a camo lapel version where actually this is camouflage as well, and I do need to get one of those, but this is the more common version. You will pay not a lot, loads more, but you will pay more for the camo ones when they come up. And then if we just look at taking his cape up so we can see the bottom clearly, legs are cast in the grey colour, black boots painted on, so we're looking for paint around the boots, and then around there the belt, it slips out of my hands, but the belt isn't painted, it's just all one colour, so we don't need to worry about paint rub there. And then you've got his black waistcoat with the grey inside, and again, provided it comes dressed, it's unlikely to have lots of paint rub, if any at all there. The only way that you want to check is obviously, if we pull that back, the arms are that colour, and then the flesh hands are painted on. So this really is, hands and the boots are the only really two places that you need to worry about. It is worth checking, but they're the only ones that really ruin the figure. Then you've got the flesh coloured face, which sometimes they look a little bit paler than the hands. Whether that is the original paint or whether it's faded over the years, I'm not sure. But then if he's got the good brown hair and around the top there's no round there, then you're in for a winner. So without getting them all dressed back up, they are your I was going to say they're your bad guys, not your bad guys, they're your good guys. So there you have it, just to look at those four figures. Personally, I do like Prune Face. In the film, actually, I don't recall seeing him until later on as an adult. You sort of look at it and you're thinking, oh yeah, he's in that scene there where Maydeen makes his exciting appearance and rivets the fans and leaves his lasting legacy. So originally I actually thought Prune Face was Jabba's, apart from Jabba's palace, because I'm a div, but obviously I think with his cape and his gun it looks really cool. And Leia and Han with their sort of camo cloth stuff, just amazing figures. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I've enjoyed doing it, and next time we'll do a few more figures. See you all soon.